do as I say, not as I do. And if you come to the comments to kind of make fun and say, what is this goon doing? Listen, I know and I understand how to go about doing it, but I didn't want to do it that way. So I'm doing it this way. And if you don't like it, well, it's not your building. We are back on the equipment shed. Hey there, welcome back to Peak's Peak. My name's Lucas. We're sharing our hobbies on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky, and we are back on the equipment shed. We are working on the wall girts, and I am just going to see what kind of progress I can make this evening. I don't think I need to mill anything just yet, but we're getting close because I am going to need some longer boards for the back walls back there. Hey girl, what are you doing? You happy to be here? Huh? 111.5, okay? All right, had to take a break from building for a minute because my neighbor needs to borrow my Kubota with the auger. He has a big, really cool project going on, and it has to do with like aquaponics and tilapia and shrimp and growing vegetables and all that stuff, and they're building this really cool greenhouse setup that I can't wait to see how it all works. But they're in the very beginning stages, and maybe one day when they're finished, if they'll let me, I can show you guys what it is that they're doing and growing, because I think it's a really cool idea. But they're in the building stages and they have a bunch of post holes to drill. So I'm going to put the auger on this and let them use it all day and hopefully get most of their holes drilled. Come on up. Come on, come on, come on, up. Well, don't get your fingers. Come up just a little more. Okay. Whoa. Yep. All right, guys, you remember the mantle that I custom milled for some friends of ours? Well, they are in town to pick it up this weekend. So I'm going to take that and deliver it while I loan the tractor out. The same family's borrowing the tractor to drill their auger hole. So I I'm just gonna haul this over there to them. Now, I measured it and it has not shrunk very much in the month that it's been sitting out here. So it's a little bit bigger than what they ordered. So I'll take it over there, show them, and then ask them if they want me to throw it back on the mill and mill it to exact size, or if this is good and it gives them some leeway to where they can plane it or do whatever they want to do. So we'll find out all that. I'm not going to film at their house because I don't like to put people in that position. You know, I don't want them to dread me coming over. I'm just going to take this over there, and then I'll tell you how it goes. All right, guys, so the delivery went well. They're excited to have the tractor to use, and they were excited about the mantle. I saw some pictures of what their plans are for it, and I can't wait to see the finished product installed because it's going to be beautiful. They have a beautiful fireplace, a beautiful home with nice pretty beams, and I think it's going to go great in there. So if I get some pictures back and they're okay with it, I may share those sometime down the road. So I've got a new tool here that I'm going to share with you guys because it's pretty cool. I got it for leveling things up and all that. I have talked to you guys before about my Lasgu laser that I use on my sawmill. And what I did was I took it off and I put it on a tripod because on Amazon, you can get this laser detector that tells you, just like a, you know, surveyor's transit, it tells you when you are in line with the laser, which is handy because I'm not going to do the back wall of this yet. So I can't just continue level all the way around to finish that wall over there. But what I can do is come over here and adjust this to where we are hitting this board right here and showing level, and that's about as good as I can get it. It's a real sensitive deal. What the deal is my tripod is really flimsy because it's just for GoPros, and when the wind picks up, the laser starts blowing in the wind, and so the level actually moves around. But I wait until the wind dies down and then I can find exactly where I need to be. But anyway, my laser's blowing around in the breeze right now, so not the greatest product demonstration. That's it right there. Okay, so what we've got is about 2 foot high on the post. Will be level with that over there. And so I can trace this on around, and we'll have our starting point for our boards to go on back now. So I'll put a link to this down in the description. It's a cheap little tool. I mean, I can't remember, it might have been 30 bucks. And I already have links to the laser level, but I'll add a link in this video to make sure. And these lasers are 70 or 80 bucks. So for 100 bucks, you can kind of have your own transit system set up and ready to go. Pretty handy to have. All right, so a couple things I got to share. Well, one, it's my brother Marty's birthday, and this video won't come out for a couple of weeks, so if I wish him a happy birthday, it'd be late. So I tried to call him. He's already at work, so I didn't get through to him, had to leave him a message. But hey, oh, how cool is that? Marty's calling me back. Hey man, what's going on?
Hey, the word.
Right on. I've got the camera rolling. I was just telling you happy birthday on camera.
Oh, cool.
Just about to, I got you in my ear now. I'm just about to take you with me as I do something real sketchy. Oh, it ain't too bad, but I've got little pockets made at the top of the posts, and I got to carry my header up the ladder and drop it in them. So I got screws, got my drill. All right, I think we can do this now. Got to get creative when you're working by yourself, you know. Well, and some of this stuff, I've got more help than you do because Caden's pretty handy, but some of this stuff I don't want him involved in. Up on a ladder, putting headers up and stuff, I'm like, man, I don't want him doing that. So I just make me some pockets and set one end in it and then climb up the ladder and set the other end. Probably turn out better if I throw a level on it here though. I got up here and don't have my level. I ain't just crazy particular, but I try to make sure that it at least looks right. But All right, man. Well, have a good night. Don't work too hard. All right, we'll see you. Bye. So I am going to now share with you why this is not how you build a building. So do as I say, not as I do. But there's a reason why I'm doing this way. So here's the thing. If you're going to build a building right and meet certain specifications and get everything laid out exactly, you know, according to a set of building plans or anything like that, then you are going to start by preparing your grade, getting everything smooth and packed, and you've got everything leveled out so that all of your posts can be, the holes can be drilled the same distance and stick out of the ground the right amount, and all of those things can be controlled. Whereas I intentionally, because the whole ground slopes at an angle over this hill, I have intentionally built this building to leave the ground sloped just to park equipment. But I left the ground slope just how it is. But as I started putting in my wall girts and seeing just how much slope I have, I started getting a little bit concerned that if I were to put in gravel up here and build this up, that my ceiling height in the back would end up being too low. I don't want the back ceiling to come down lower than about 7 foot or so. And so if I was to haul in gravel and creek rock and build this up the way that you should when you're building, well, that's gonna add about 2.5 feet to this back corner back here. And right now, that puts me at about 7.5 feet tall on this corner. So I'm okay with what I had envisioned here. It gives me the options of if I want to level this out down the road, I can, but at the way it is, I have plenty of headroom, and you know, we just kind of, it is what it is. But it's very dangerous to try to eyeball and build a building this way and then hope that it comes out. And one of the issues that I am watching out for is I also drilled these post holes a little bit deeper so that the center post is not sticking up quite as high above the back post as what I wanted it to be. And I want to make sure I have at least 212 pitch on my roof. So what I'm doing now is sorting that out and making sure that it all works. You wouldn't have to worry about these things if you really just prepped it right from the beginning. So do as I say, not as I do. And if you come to the comments to kind of make fun and say, what is this goon doing? Listen, I know and I understand how to go about doing it, but I didn't want to do it that way. So I'm doing it this way. And if you don't like it, well, it's not your building. But I do want to make sure that everyone understands. If they're watching me to learn how to build, you want to be careful if you approach it this way, because you can get yourself in a real mess, and you could do a lot of work that might have to be undone in order to get it right. But we are on the right track, and this is going to work. All right, now I may fly by the seat of my pants and not do things exactly right, but my eyeball calibration is not too far off. We will have, even if I bring in gravel and level this out one day, I will still have at least 7 foot of headroom in the very back. And we'll have a 212 pitch going forward. So that was kind of my minimum in eyeballing this out and trying to figure out how this would all lay out. I wanted to make sure that my ceiling in the back didn't go lower than that if I ever leveled this out. I'm gonna leave the ground sloped for now, at least. This is gonna work out just fine, but I wanted to get those headers in there just so that I knew I hadn't messed up. Does anybody else do silly stuff like this when they build? Like, you know better and you know what you really ought to do, but the bottom line is the guys that I have haul gravel and stuff, they've been busy, and I know they've been busy, and I wanted to get started on this. And my road, my driveway, is not quite ready for dump trucks yet. So I just really didn't want to haul in fill dirt, and I wanted a good gravel base if I was going to level it out. So I just decided, you know what, I'll just do it without that. And that's how I arrived at this point. So it might be silly, but it's a chain of events that led me to this, and that's why I'm building it this way. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm glad to get those headers up there. Well guys, listen, I think it's time to clean up tools because there's some basketball games on that I kind of want to watch, and it's Friday night pizza night. So family's coming over, we're gonna have pizza and watch some basketball. And then tomorrow is fishing day for me and Caden. We are gonna get up in the morning, go to the coffee shop so I can upload some videos and do a few things and have breakfast and see my girls. And then we're gonna go to the Sportsman's, what's that called? Sportsman's Exchange? The Sportsman's Exchange in Greenup, Kentucky. They are a new kind of fishing and outdoor store. And they've got a lot of cool fishing stuff, and we can get some minnows and crawfish and stuff like that for bait. They also carry a very nice selection of pew-pews. So I want to check out what they've got. So guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Listen, until next time, be sure and get outside and enjoy God's creation because it is beautiful out here and it's springtime, so it's only getting better. Y'all have a good day.